Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted again to be joined by Chris and Andrew of Boxing Bros UK. Gents, good to speak to you again. Back for a big fight week. Yet once again doing some final predictions. We're gonna do a video on probably the least intriguing fight on the card, so apologies for that, but with one of the biggest names in British boxing, Chris Eubank Jr., Kamil Szeremeta. Eubank Jr. been out of the ring for over a year since that rematch victory over Liam Smith. Going up against Szeremeta, a known fighter. He's fought Jaime Munguia, fought Gennady Golovkin, both stoppage losses. But yeah, we're not going to deny Eubank Jr. is a strong favourite here in debate. The debate could be more: is Eubank Jr. going to win by points, or is he going to win by stoppage? We'll touch on another couple of things, gents. Chris, I'll go to you first. What's your prediction for this, and what do you think is going to happen for Eubank Jr.'s return?
It's going to be stoppage. This is a stay busy for him, unless I get it right. He's been out of the ring for a year. He's fighting someone that's been stopped a few times, who's never beat anyone decent. So it's just a stay busy fight for him, and I'll see him getting the stoppage.
Are you? I think I agree with you, but I remember when he fought James DeGale, when he fought Liam Williams, when he fought Marcus Morrison, and he kind of looked good at times against these guys, and everyone thought he was going to win by stoppage. He ended up winning by points. Is there a part of you that thinks he could maybe coast in this fight, and it could be a bit of a frustrating one? He could drop the guy a couple of times, but doesn't get the job done. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's funny you say that. A light bulb's just gone off in my head. So where he hasn't fought for a year, and this guy's not that good, I think he might carry him, and like you say, like coast, just to get the rounds in.
Yeah.
But what do I learn, or what is the point in just knocking someone out? Like, I need rounds. I've not fought. He did say that out of his own mouth after the Mark Morrison fight. Like, he could have stopped him. So there's an element of that. Like, he could think, you know what? I'll just get the rounds, coast through, and just get some experience under the light, get some match, become match fit. Just have a run out and just cruise through the rounds, like you say. He could do that. Or he could make a statement like, I'm back and I want to fight the best and walk through. So it can go either way, but Eubank Jr. is winning. Whichever way he wants to win.
Definitely. Andrew, what do you see happening in this one?
Yeah, it's difficult not to mirror those sentiments completely, really. I mean, does Chris Eubank Jr. want to come in and kind of entertain? Will he showboat a little bit? Will he kind of mess with Szeremeta a little bit? I mean, it's not awful, Szeremeta. He has been in there, as you say, against top level, obviously stopped by top level operators. But this is just a fight to kind of make Chris Eubank Jr. look good on a big show. He wants to be on the big cards now, doesn't he? That was the whole point with kind of joining up with Ben Shalom and Boxer. Difficult to disagree with what Chris has said there. I think it really is. He's kind of is what he wants to do on the night, really. I think if he wants to stop him, he's got the ability to do that. What is he, 34 now? So something like that. Not got too many years left. I know he wants the massive fights moving forward, but got to get a little bit of a move on, perhaps.
Yeah.
So, totally agree.
Yeah, frustrating period I'm sure for Eubank Jr. I know he had some contractual issues with Cali Sowland, but yeah, back fighting again after a year out. Andrew, you mentioned kind of massive fights there. I'm not asking what you want to happen. I'm asking what you think will happen with Eubank Jr. He's talked about being in big fights before. He's talked about fighting Gennady Golovkin for probably the best part of a decade. Talked about fighting Canelo. Of course, there's the Conor Benn fight. What do you think's going to happen? Could we see Chris Eubank Jr. have an amazing 2025, fight Conor Benn, then fight Canelo, fight someone else? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, that's certainly what he's going to want. I don't think he's going to want any part of Hamza Shiraz. I don't think he's, I know he's got the WBO now against Janabek, isn't he, coming up? Those are the kind of razzmatazz, glitzy fights I would imagine, I'm sure Chris will probably agree as well. I'd imagine those are the fights he's looking at. Big money fights, massive pay-per-view fights. I would expect those are the fights that he's going to be looking at next. Canelo, as you say, as much as I don't like that fight, Yeah, I think that absolutely where he's going next year.
Yeah, yeah. Let me get your thoughts on the Conor Benn situation, because it's been, I think it's two years since the original fight was supposed to happen. Conor Benn has obviously not fought in the UK for a long time now. Do you still want to see it? I think if it was to happen, it would happen at 160 rather than at that weird catch weight that was going to happen a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
It would still be a
yeah. I
massive fight, but does it still appeal to you, Andrew?
It does still appeal. I do still think that we'll have a domestic dust-up, don't we? I do still think that's got a lot of attraction to it. I think it's lost a lot of lustre. I think, obviously, Conor Benn's appeal, I mean, maybe both of their appeal has kind of waned over the last couple of years, but all this controversy with Conor Benn, and that's been well documented. I still would like to see it. I'm still intrigued by it. As to whether it will happen, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I would like to see. I would like to see that fight still. Maybe not quite as much, but yeah, still an entertaining prospect, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, yeah. Chris, what are your thoughts? How if Eubank Jr. wins on Saturday night, and then in a month's time, Conor Benn fight gets announced, stadium in the UK, how excited are you going to be?
For me, I'm not really that excited for it. I've got the opposite view, because when this fight first got announced, I didn't really want to see it. I believe it's just a novelty of their dads, really. I think that's what it's about. And Eubank Jr. don't speak to his dad anymore, so he's not like it's like he's going to be there to like him and Nigel Benn having a little bit of argy-bargy. But I just think Conor Benn should focus on campaigning at 147, trying to win a belt, trying to be a champion, and Eubank Jr. should do the same. Like, Conor Benn wins, it's a lose-lose for Eubank. If Conor Benn wins, it's great because he's beaten middleweight, moved up in weight, and then he was going to campaign back at 147 or 154. If Eubank Jr. wins, all people are going to say is, yeah, Conor Benn's a 147 fighter, and it was just a novelty fight. There's not really, especially now, at the time where things was going on, like it was hyped up, but I think that ship sailed now. I just think, I won't be, I may be at the O2, it might do all right, but I can't see it selling out loads. But they're both characters, and they both can sell a fight. But for me, I'm not really that interested in that fight. I'd like to see Conor Benn just start fighting welterweights, good welterweights, get his toe in the door, and then I'd like to see him do that. Maybe he could get a fight with, after a few comebacks, Boots Ennis. I don't think he'll win, but he needs to be rolling the dice and fight at world level. And Eubank, he should go for a middleweight title. If Hamza Shiraz wins, fight him or fight Lara. Lara's really old. I don't know why no one's trying to take that belt from Lara. This Eubank Jr. should go after him. He's really old.
Yeah, 62 Lara, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lara's a very, very good boxer, and it'd probably make for like a bit of a boring fight. But he should go and try and get strapped and actually become a world champion. Because I know he was IBL champion, but we don't really count that. So for me, they both just need to concentrate on their boxing in their weight classes.
Yeah, no, it'd be nice. Yeah, I think we, as things stand, we've got two inactive fighters, haven't we? Conor Benn, 2 fights in around 2.5 years. Eubank Jr., 0 fights in 1 year. So you really want to see these guys back in the ring for one reason or another. But we'll see if it happens. Eubank Jr. has to get past Kamil Szeremeta first. So we'll see if he does that. I'm going to join, but I'm gonna agree with both of you. I'm going to go for the stoppage as well, second half of the fight. But yeah, not the most appetizing fight on one of the biggest nights in the boxing calendar. Chris, Andrew, good to be joined by both of you. We'll speak to you again.
I want to say one more thing.
Yep.
Pleasure.
Definitely not chief support fight.
It's a good. I'm glad you said that. Well, whoever's in charge of the schedule needs to have it's a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could be a time to make a cup of tea or go to the toilet or something like that. We'll see what he'll prefer to do rather than watch the fight. Chris, Andrew, good to be joined by both of you. We'll speak to you again very, very soon. Thank you.